Top 3 questions I get asked on this channel. What does the Amazon Relay load board look like? How do I book loads? And when I book those loads, how do I stay so local? These are the relay rates for Thursday, May 16th.
Let's get into those SoCal relay rates.
Alright, as always, gonna put chapters in this. Gonna look at recommended loads up front, then 53 if Lou will cooperate with me. He's a hot dog. He just got done going for a little walk. Had his water and he's just cooling down. But yeah, we're gonna look at 53, take a look at 26. We'll check in on blocks, look at spot capacity, but the main purpose of today is looking at Phoenix, Arizona for Wash. He was last time's winner. I believe Ariel Rodriguez also requested Phoenix, so benefit from some of that good fortune. We're gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone, or don't want to piss the PETA people off. Maybe I think the way I'm supposed to say it is we're gonna feed 2 birds with 1 scone. So however you feel comfortable with it is how we'll do it. Let's get into this. Interesting thing about today, so today is the last day of the Blitz week, the 72 hours, and I was looking at this Amazon thing. They're in here talking about how freight rates go up as drivers opt out of hauling. Basically, they claim that drivers are scared to drive, capacity goes down, rates go up. So we're going to see if any of that is true. Let's take a look at it. Let's jump into this here. So recommended loads. Let's go into load board. And I do have early access, so in theory we should be seeing the best of the best. Any benefit from it being Blitz week, and I do have early access. So on here they're saying, let's see, 7 stops, $2.25 a mile, starting in Jurupa Valley, ending in Riverside, $5.43 payout. Another one, 3 stops, starting in Jurupa Valley, ending in San Bernardino, $3.23 payout. Here's one that's the little unlock symbol means you have to have early access to see this. Starting in Riverside, ending in Vegas, 4 total stops, $2.37 a mile. I kind of missed the old days where early access was all like $4, $5, $6 a mile loads. Let's see, Riverside, big trip, ending up in Salem, Oregon, $2.65 a mile, almost $2,600 payout. Riverside to Salem, Oregon, pretty similar, $2.42 a mile, $2,377 payout. These are all 53. Let's just see. Here's one in San Diego, DSD4, ending up in Moreno Valley, 1 pick, 1 stop. Let's see if that is a unloaded, that is an empty trailer. That little non-filled in circle there means it's an empty. So empty trailer move, ending up in Moreno Valley for $3.24 a mile. Here's another one. San Diego going over to Vegas, $2.15. Let's see here, San 5 to San 3, guaranteed. This one is starting at San 5, loaded trailer, going up to 89 miles is going to be DSD 8 or Poway, and then bringing an empty one back. Let's just see here, yeah, so San 5 going to DSD 8, loaded trailer, getting it unloaded or swapping it out for an empty, and then returning that back down to Otay to San 3. So let's just see. Here's a 26 one, $4.08 a mile. Got to pay attention to the stops though. 4 total stops. Looks like they've got you starting at San 5, going to, I'm betting, a post office in Chula Vista, going out to ℙ𝕙𝕠𝕗, and then returning to Bonita. So not a bad rate per mile, but the you know, the 4 stops is something to keep track of. Let's see if there's any other. Here's another San 5 going to Bonita. Let's see if it's the same route. Starting at San 5, going to Chula Vista, going to ℙ𝕙𝕠𝕗, ending up in Bonita. That is on Saturday, May 18th. That other one was on Friday, May 17th. 3:40 in the morning and 3:40 in the morning. So maybe, I mean, kind of like with box trucks, I don't claim to know anything about them. People request that I do them. I include them for completeness, but it looks like they may send that load every day at 3:40 in the morning. Something to keep in mind. Here's another one ending up, or starting in San Diego. 1 pick, 1 stop. I like. $4.14 a mile. I also like. Ending up in Valley Center though. So probably not going to find a connecting load out at Valley Center. Probably going to have to come back down to like either one of the San 5s or San 3s. That's enough with the recommended. Let's just see. Let's go to my local search here and look at Otay power only. First thing I like to look at is load count. 23 is about half of what we've been seeing, so that's not great. Let's sort this by price per distance highest. And top money on the board right now is that one, or actually this isn't the one we saw. This is $3.73 a mile, $2.10 payout. This is going to be going from San 5 to DSD 4. And then taking an empty trailer back from DSD 4 back down to San 3. Here's Poway to San Bernardino, but 7 stops, and they claim on here it's going to take 1 day, 2 hours, $3.55 a mile. Trailer is provided, but let's just see if there's any third-party stops in here. San 3 is not. TIJ5 technically is, but TIJ5 is actually a real good third-party site. What time do they have you getting there at? They have you leaving San 3 at 1:30, arrive. So I'll tell you, here's a problem I see with this one. I am positive. I've fallen for this before. TIJ5 always closes for lunch between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. If you arrive at TIJ5 at 2:19 and you're supposed to depart at 3:20, I'm not saying they do this on purpose, but you're going to get there at 2:19 and you're going to wait until 3 o'clock for them to start unloading that trailer, and you're probably not going to leave at 3:20. Now, is Amazon going to cut you any slack on that? I don't know, but I mean, the fact that silly old me can identify that this is going to be a problem in this load, I mean, I would hope that they would have somebody accounting for that. But I mean, yeah, little old me, silly old me, whatever you want to say, I see that's a glaring problem to me. I wouldn't book this load because of that, because I've been to TIJ5 before and know that they take lunch from 2 to 3. So yeah. Oh, and then let's just see if there's, so that's a third-party site. Let's just see if there's any, these are all, okay, yeah, and then look at from stop 5 to stop 6, you're going from DSD8 to this other site. It doesn't have an Amazon acronym, it just says San Diego, and they say they're going to load it up with 45,000 pounds, and then you're going to take that up to SBD2, so there is for sure a third-party site. Those can be problematic, that's something to look for. I try to stay within the Amazon system of doing things. I don't like to go to many third-party places. And then the rest of these, 83 miles is going to be DSD1. Let's just see. Yep, DSD1 round trip. 89 miles is going to be Poway, DSD8. Poway to Fontana. And we're dropping down to like low $2 a mile. So going to leave those alone. Let's look at the 26-foot box truck market here in San Diego. SD box truck. 50 results. Let's sort this by price per distance highest. And it's those ones we saw under recommended. The one to Valley Center, the one to Bonita. Here's one we didn't see. 4 stops ending up in Encinitas. Looks like they've got you going from San 5 to San Diego to Rancho Santa Fe and ending up in Encinitas. San 5 to Vista, 368 a mile. That's not till Saturday. 368. Let's see. So starting at San 5, going to San Marcos, and then ending up in Vista. So I mean, there's a bunch of these on here. They just, it looks like typical box truck. You have to kind of plan them a few days out and then kind of hope something else falls to kind of fill your schedule a little bit. Let's take a look at blocks. SoCal blocks. If you're not familiar with what a block is, you can, oh wow, look at that. There are no matches. Let's just expand that out to 250 miles. Yeah, that is kind of indicative of how things are. I mean, the fact that there's only, like 23 loads on the board for 53 and there's no blocks, I'm actually not shocked. I mean, you know, we were kind of hoping that with the Blitz week that rates would come back up. It does not appear that they have, and the fact that there's no blocks is a pretty good indicator of that. Let's look at spot capacity. I've been getting a bunch of this. It seems to primarily come through at night. Let's see, 4:59 this morning. They needed vendor going from ONT8, ending up in Riverside, 65.5 miles. Their offer was $450. This is your one and only time to negotiate a higher rate with Amazon. Let's see, yesterday they needed, this must be a third-party site, ending up in Eastvale. 457 miles for $963 is what they're offering. Don't forget to negotiate that price. Here was one, I usually don't get spot capacity for Vegas, but this was one over in Vegas, going from LAS1 to Beaumont. Might have a third party in there. 260 miles, $700. Let's see, did I just look at this one? Oh no, this is one I looked at another time. Here was one LAX5 going to KONT, DJT6, LGB6, ending up in Buena Park, or possibly Riverside. 70 miles, $265. I know the rate per mile sounds good, but you got to figure there's 4, maybe 5 stops. What do they say on here? 1 pick, 3 drop. So a total of 4 stops. Each one's going to take up time. $265. I mean, that's kind of how I'd go about thinking about this kind of stuff. And then let's see, yesterday, San Bernardino, power only, ending up in Torrance. 1 pick, 2 drops, 78.91 miles, $325. what time did this come through yesterday? This was yesterday at 9:25 p.m. Spot capacity, let's see, this one was yesterday at 9:40 p.m. One before that yesterday at 10:39 p.m. So you can kind of see that the spot capacity does primarily come through at night, does heat up at night, and then this one was 10:58. So if you're not seeing spot capacity during the day, I'm not surprised. It's neither do I. Let's do what we came to do, which is knock out Phoenix for, that was Wash's request. They wanted to take a look at Phoenix, so let's just do it. Let's get in here and say, save searches. I'm going to build this off of my ℙ𝕙𝕠𝕗 one, ℙ𝕙𝕠𝕗 power only. And change this to Phoenix. Phoenix, Arizona. Now, they started doing this thing where it defaults to Phoenix and San Diego. I don't want that. I just want Phoenix. So within 75 miles of Phoenix, 112 loads on the board. That's the most important thing I look at. I don't know what's normal there, but 112 for San Diego standards looks pretty good. Let's sort this by rate per distance or price per distance highest. So top money on the board right now, Phoenix. Going from Goodyear, Arizona to Mesa, 13:45. This actually, does Phoenix have the time change or not? They must. They must not, because it's that time would have already passed. So it's 1:14 now. You figure that one leaves in like 30 minutes. 385 a mile to go about 60 miles. Here's another one, same load. Let's just see if these are empty or loaded. Yep, these are empty trailers. Non-filled in circle means it's empty. So you got some, there's a couple opportunities there. It looks like they have 3 of these identical loads leaving in about 30 minutes. $229 payout to go run 60 miles. Phoenix to Troutdale, Oregon, 1,340 miles, $234 a mile, total payout $3,136. Here's one heading east to Albuquerque, $201 a mile. Chandler, Arizona, $1.97 a mile going to El Paso, Texas. 3 stops. What's the stop in between? They've got you going from Chandler, Arizona to Phoenix and then ending up in El Paso, Texas. Let's just see. So that's rate per mile. We're already down to like less than $2 a mile. Let's just look at big trips and just see. Let's see here. Distance longest. Biggest distance. And the rate kind of matches this. This is kind of why I typically don't do OTR for Amazon. But $1.61 a mile. $3,900 payout almost. Starting in Goodyear. Going to Austin, Texas. Or to Pflugerville. My favorite city to say. Pflugerville, Texas. And then from there going to San Marcos, Texas, and then ending up in Las Vegas. You're making almost $4,000, but you're making it at $1.61 a mile. Here's one going from Phoenix to Pontiac, Michigan. They are paying $1.30 a mile on this, $2,757. And then let's see, Phoenix to Pontiac. These are all very similar. $1.30 a mile. I mean, let's just to see what is the lowest rate. I never would sort it this way, but price per distance lowest. $1.28 a mile. Going from Phoenix to Manteca, California. That's not until Saturday, but that's the lowest that they have to offer today. As far as the facilities around Phoenix, let's just see this PHX5 comes up a lot. GYR3 comes up a lot. Let's just see where these are. So PHX5 is on 16920 West Commerce Drive in Goodyear, Arizona. That seems to be like a major player there. GYR3 in Phoenix. That is on 8181 West Roosevelt Street in Phoenix. That seems to be a major player there. Let's see here. AZA5, GYR3, GYR3. That GYR3 seems to be like the major. That's probably equivalent to what we have in San Diego as like our San 5 or San 3. That just seems to be coming up a lot. In case they wanted to see box trucks, let's throw in, or I'll tell you what, while we're on 53, let's just change this around to include, let's just see if there's any blocks in Phoenix, because that is another way to make money. We didn't have any here. Let's look at blocks. No matches for blocks. So let's just expand that out to 250 miles. Yeah, no matches. So no blocks could be a sign of things to come. Let's take a look at, let's take out blocks. Everything back into this, and then let's change this around to box trucks in case they wanted to see box trucks in Phoenix. all box trucks and apply that. So only 26, ooh, let's reduce that down to 75. Within 75 miles of Phoenix, there are only 3 box truck loads on the board right now. Those 3 are Glendale to Tuba City, Arizona. 221 a mile, 511 payout. That's not until Saturday at 2 in the morning. Starting in at AZA 9 in Glendale, going to, I assume, a post office, another post office in Flagstaff, and then ending up in Tuba City. Glendale to Tuba City. So let's see, this one was Saturday, this one's Friday at 150, and then this one also is Friday at 120. I'm willing to bet this is just the same load, just a kind of a rinse and repeat, starting in Glendale, going to Flagstaff, going to Tuba City. Oh, was that just 3? Oh yeah, so that was 3 stops, this one's 4 stops, starting in Glendale, going to Somerton, Arizona, to San Luis, Arizona, to Fortuna, Arizona. So not a lot going on there. I mean, to see any decent loads, we'd have to expand that radius out to, like, what happens if we expand it out to like 150? Okay, now there's 19 loads. Sort this by deadhead. Shortest. So Glendale, Glendale, Glendale. Tucson is like the next big city from Phoenix, and you're having to deadhead there in a box truck 121 miles from Phoenix to gain access to these Tucson loads. There are some on there. I mean, $274, $2 a mile, $265 a mile, $335 a mile, but I don't know if that increase in rate would justify the 121 miles of deadhead to drive there. So something to keep in mind. Let's pick next time's winner. If you want your name to end up on this list, treat me like I'm stupid. Say, hey, I want to see this in long format. I want to see this on relay rate, something. Don't say San Diego 26 foot. I'm going to think you want a load board video, and that's what I'm going to make you. So we're going to take out Wash. We have done Phoenix. And Ariel Rodriguez, even though you didn't win, you kind of won. You got to benefit from Phoenix getting chosen, so I'm going to take you out of there. And that leaves me with 7 names. Let's head over here to a random number generator. Random number generator. I already forget how many names. Did I say 8? My short-term memory is shot. I said 7. 7 names. Okay. Random number generator. I need a number between 1 and 7. Generate. 4. Number 4 is Russ Sims, Paris, California. We're doing that one next. What am I working on today? I am not kind of scaling back my Amazon stuff a little bit, especially during Blitz Week. I don't want to go too far into the weeds as far as, why I chose to do that. If you want to see why I make that decision, I did make a prior video about it, just talking about what Blitz Week can mean to an Amazon carrier, what it's meant to me in the past, what it's meant to other people, and that type of stuff. It's just, again, I'm not going to go too far into the weeds with it. I am today out here working with another broker, waiting on doing a trailer required load, little short hop here in town, waiting on my trailer to get unloaded. So maybe tomorrow when Blitz Week is done. I'm not scared to run during Blitz Week. I'm just kind of scared of the fallout that can happen to my Amazon grade because of Blitz Week. So anyway, you want to check out the video, it's there. As soon as this trailer gets home, I'm going to get this truck back to where I need to be and pick those kids up from school. Don't let any of the other kids drink and spill water in bed. You're the only one.